But speaking of big news, we need to talk about this because while these other motherfuckers will promote dibs and star stock and slab stocks and my slabs and all these other stupid, worthless companies, at least here's a few companies we've heard of: eBay, PSA, and Goldin. And they've all kind of teamed up. And I actually like this. About time eBay got off the couch and spent some fucking money. Yeah. It's about time eBay got off their boat and realized that sports cards are a very, very important part of their marketplace. But what happened is it was almost like you went to a card show. All three of these companies went to a little card show and they had a little trade. eBay said, hey, we'll give you our eBay vault if you give us Goldin. And you could see why that matches up. eBay's, the world's largest marketplace in terms of auctions, in terms of sports cards, why they would want somebody like Goldin, because Goldin does something that eBay doesn't do. They have very, very high-end cards for sale. This Victor Wembanyama ends in 20 minutes for $10,000. This Michael Jordan autograph is $8,500. This Pokemon box from 1999 is at $7,500. And this is their weekly auction. Obviously, Goldin has bigger auctions where they sell fucking like $100,000 worth of cards. So Ken Goldin, in my opinion, right when I heard this happened, he went from 4.2 acres on a golf course to Ken Goldin probably now has 5 acres, and now he probably owns the golf course because he not only got purchased at one point by PSA, but he got spun off to eBay. So all these guys, eBay, Goldin, and PSA were at a card show. eBay said, hey, you take the vault, we'll take Goldin. PSA was like, hey, we'll take the vault because we like that business, and we're going to send a bunch of PSA cards that get graded by PSA through to eBay. So there now is going to be an integration. We like vaults. I understand if there are people out there who, this is probably 90% of the people who like to fondle their cards. They like to get packages in the mail, go through their cards. They like to have a room in their house dedicated to their cards. We're probably one of the weird, like 10% of people who we've been using Check Out My Cards for over a decade. This PSA vault is only like a year old. We've been using it basically from almost day one, where I like to have cards stored at the vault. I like to be able to list cards from a vault onto a marketplace, similar to like how PWCC has a vault. Well, it looks like this is massive. The fact that eBay and PSA are teaming up and that you're going to be able to grade cards with PSA, list them for sale. One thing that I don't think people realize is you could just buy any graded cards or have graded cards, ship them to the PSA vault, and now list them on eBay so that when it sells, you don't have to pick, pack, and ship it. PSA does everything for you, and you get a tracking number, and you get a likely positive feedback on it. Actually, you don't have to do shit if it's at the vault. You can buy cards on eBay, drop ship them to the PSA vault, pay no sales tax, and then list them for sale on eBay. Again, this doesn't excite 90% of the people in the hobby because you want to fondle your cards. For me, this is about as exciting as news as I can get because I could sit here virtually and buy and sell trading cards, similar to Check Out My Cards, similar to how Star Stock wanted to be. We were one of the few smart people in this industry who realized this website was a sack of shit. Exciting news. What do you think about this deal with PSA and collectors?
Yeah, first of all, I like the vaults. I think this is great news for the hobby. For the average collector out there, I think really for the vast majority of people that are tuning in right now,
they don't care.
No. I think the way this benefits them is there's a lot of people that buy and grade. So they pull a card in a break, they buy a raw single card, they acquire a single card, they grade. I think what these companies correctly identified is that's an inefficiency in the market. So you pull a Victor Wembanyama card, Ryan.
Okay.
You got to send it to Kurt's Card Care first, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you got to send. So minus the Kurt's Card Care trip, like as NorCal Sports Card pointed out, you got to send it to Kurt's Card Care first. But after that, then you got to send it to PSA, right?
Correct.
There's a lag time there, and that we're talking about $100,000 card here. So, but for the vast majority of other cards, there's a wait time. PSA, I think, indicated when the grade comes in. So there at PSA, you send a card in and you get the grade, you get that email.
Okay.
And I think you can check it. I don't know. I don't grade a lot of cards. But I think you get that email and you can check the grade. Mm-hmm. It sounds like you're going to be able to say, ooh, I can sell this right now.
I see.
On eBay.
Right.
And I think that now we're shrinking instead of, because what would have happened in the past is you would have gotten the email with the grade. Then there would have been maybe a lag time before it got shipped. Then there's a lag time before it arrives to you, right? Mm-hmm. So we're talking a couple of days. And then there's a lag time for you to take the picture and scan it and list it. Mm-hmm. Now you're going to be able to grade and then know the grade and then click to sell on eBay
safely. No chances of a return as well. You could sell
Wow.
you could sell $4,000 return, and guess what? All the shipping and all the returns are all handled through PSA. This is one of the great things about Check Out My Cards is nothing ever gets returned.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about any
Very
returns.
little.
Very, very little.
Yeah.
We're talking about 0.001%.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a somewhat effective way to sell sports cards without similar to the way you would on Check Out My Cards, similar to the way I think people dreamed about that you would on Star Stock.
Yeah.
Except you have some of the biggest brands in this industry teaming up, and this is exciting to me.
These are the two biggest brands. eBay is a $30 billion company or thereabouts. If they got bought out, it'd probably be a $40 billion company. I think at current time it's a 20 some odd billion dollar company.
26.
But if they got a buyout offer, you'd have to offer a premium.
40.
So you're looking at like a 30 or $40 billion company here.
PSA is probably what do you think? $1.5 billion?
Yeah, somewhere in that. I think they got bought out at 700 million. In today's
700.
market, probably a little higher than that. But they're the biggest in grading.
Easy.
Like not even like they're the Michael Jordan of grading, right? And in terms of auctions, eBay is the Michael Jordan of auctions. So you have the Michael Jordan of grading
teaming up with the Michael Jordan of auctions.
Teaming up with the Michael Jordan of auctions and speeding up the process and the time to market. And I think for a collector out there, look, if you're digging into the dollar bins at the Chantilly card show, none of this matters to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you're one of these like buy and grade and flip guys, this shrinks some time for you. And time is of the essence, right, Ryan? Yeah. Like 1 week goes by and that knee injury comes, or that big loss in that big game, like Caitlin Clark. We really should talk about a little bit. I think there was a question, so we'll talk about her a little bit.
I have a lot to say about her, actually.
Okay, fair enough. But you know, 2 weeks ago, Caitlin Clark was worth this. Now, what is it worth?
Not as
a
much.
Month for now, what is it worth? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that time that they're shrinking, and nobody at PSA and nobody at eBay is paying us to tell you this. I mean, yeah, we have an affiliate deal with eBay. How much do you make a month on an eBay affiliate?
Quite a bit more than you think, probably.
Okay, fair enough.
we probably made $2 or $3 million from the eBay affiliate program. So this is again, 90% of the audience. They're going to look at this vault stuff and they're like, why do you want your cards over here? Why do you want your cards over here? I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited to be able to send stuff, drop ship stuff from eBay over to the PSA vault, listed onto eBay. The fees will be good enough. I don't have to pick, pack, and ship this stuff. So they'll be good enough. The transactions, you'll never get a return on any of the transactions that you probably sell through collectors and eBay. Goldin teaming up with eBay, I think this opens up a whole new opportunities probably for him. Again, he's probably living on 5 acres and now he owns the fucking golf course. So maybe we got to get Ken on at some point and see how he's living nowadays. I mean, he got a check from PSA and now he got a check from eBay. So, I mean, Lord have mercy. So I think it opened up some opportunities for eBay. How do they want to utilize Goldin? Do they want to funnel in some of the high end to him? How do they utilize that? You know, a lot of times you don't go to eBay anymore for these cards that are over a few $1,000s. You go to these other sites, Heritage, PWCC, Goldin. There's other sites out there that run weekly or monthly auctions. So I think it'll be interesting how these companies team up. Again, while these other influencers were pushing dibs, we're pushing Star Stock, my slabs, my scrubs, my fucking website I've never fucking heard of. What do these guys do for you?